Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football postgame show. Since I forgot to do both of them, we'll go over them. And before that, I'm going to give you a trivia question first before we get to any of that. And it's a Jaguars trivia question. Uh, in 1996, the Jaguars upset which AFC team in the divisional playoffs to meet the Patriots in the AFC Championship game? Which team was it? I will have the answer later in the podcast. Well, first we'll do the Sunday night game, and it was in Green Bay, legendary Lambeau Field. Jordan Love showed the Kansas City Chiefs just how much he's learned since the last time he faced them. Love connected with Christian Watson on two of his three touchdown passes, and the resurgent Green Bay Packers won their third straight game, 27-19 over Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, stunning them on Sunday night. This marked the first time that Love has faced the Chiefs since a 13-7 loss at Kansas City 2 years ago. In his first career start after a positive COVID-19 test, it sidelined Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, I've had this game circled for a long time, Love said. This was my first start, and I obviously didn't play how I wanted to the first game, but to be able to see these guys and get the victory is huge. The Packers scored touchdowns on three of their first four drives and never trailed, with their defense making two big stops in the last 5.5 minutes. Green Bay knocked down Mahomes, and Mahomes passed into the end zone on the game's final play since losing four straight earlier this season. The Packers have won 4 of 5 to creep into playoff position. They're coming together, Packers coach Matt LaFleur said. They're working, they're getting better, they're playing faster, playing more confident. The Packers now are 6-6 and improved their December record to 16-0 under LaFleur. The only team ever to win more consecutive December games was the San Diego Chargers with 18 straight. Chargers, I should say, with 18 straight. From 2006 to 2009, before their move to Los Angeles. Love went 25 of 36 for 267 yards. Tight end Ben Sims had a 1-yard catch for his first career touchdown, and Love added TD passes of 9 and 12 yards to Watson. Mahomes was 21 of 33 for 210 yards with a touchdown pass and an interception for the Super Bowl champion Chiefs, who fall to 8-4, who lost in front of pop superstar Taylor Swift. For the first time, Kansas City had won its previous 4 games Swift had attended since beginning her relationship with tight end Travis Kelce. Kansas City still leads the AFC West, but fell behind 3 other teams for the top seed in their conference. The Packers, I thought, did a great job Sunday night. Coach Andy Reid said they got after us, and it's a good football team. We've got to be able to start faster on both sides of the ball. We've got to make sure we take care of that, whether it's the penalties on offense or whether we weren't getting off the field on the defensive side. Those are things that cost us. We've got to learn from that and get better as we go forward. Isaiah Petco rushed for 110 yards and a touchdown before getting ejected for punching Keyshawn Nixon, during a shuffle on the game's final series. Noah Gray had a 2-yard TD catch early in the fourth quarter that got Kansas City within 2. Mahomes had a couple of late chances to tie the game or take the lead. Kansas City had a first down just beyond midfield when Nixon picked off Mahomes' pass intended for Sky Moore with 5:14 left. The turnover set up a 48-yard field goal by uh, uh, Anders Carlson that made it 27-19. Kansas City got the ball back on its own 30 with a minute and 9 left and no timeouts remaining. Mahomes had a 10-yard run and got hit by Jonathan Owens while going out of bounds, leading to a personal foul that put the ball at Green Bay's 45. Excuse me. Rasheed Rice then appeared to fumble with Green Bay's Corey Ballantyne, excuse me, turning it for a game-clinching touchdown. But replay showed Rice was down before the ball came loose. Kansas City couldn't capitalize. The Chiefs argued in vain for a pass interference call on a long incompletion to Marquez Valdez, scantling in the final minute. The Chiefs had the ball at Kansas City's 33 on the game's final play when Mahomes threw into a crowd, and there was plenty of contact before the ball fell to the ground. And there were some injuries. Chiefs linebacker Drew Tranquil left with a concussion in the first quarter. Safety Brian Cook was carted off the field with an ankle injury in the third quarter. Running back Jerick McKinnon had a groin injury and did not play. And then for the Packers, they had some injuries. Watson had an injured hamstring while running for a first down late in the fourth quarter. Cornerback J.R. Alexander had a shoulder injury and missed the fourth consecutive game. Running back Aaron Jones has a knee injury, and tight end Josiah DeGuara has a hip injury and were out for their second straight game. And next up, the Chiefs host Buffalo next Sunday, and the Packers are at the New York Giants on Monday Night Football, one of two Monday night games. And I got to give the game balls. I got to give credit to where credit is due, and that's the Green Bay Packers, and they get the game balls. Jordan Love, 29 of 36 carries and attempts, 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. A.J. Dillon, 18 attempts, 73 yards. Let me make sure I said that right. Yeah, A.J. Dillon. And Christian Watson, 7 receptions, 71 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And we will get to the Monday night game between the Bengals and Jaguars in just a second. But right now, it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football trivia question. And it's a Jaguars one, as I mentioned. In 1996, the Jaguars upset which AFC team in the divisional playoffs to meet the Patriots in the AFC Championship game? If you said the Denver Broncos, you are correct. The Jaguars upset the Denver Broncos 13-3, only to lose in the AFC Championship game to the New England Patriots. So, and I'll have another draft. I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be on Thursday Night Football. So stay tuned for that. Well, right now it's time we're going to talk about the Monday night game. Jake Browning insists his first career start was the real surprise. Everyone else would disagree. Browning threw for 354 yards and a touchdown in his second start, much better than the 4 sack, 2 turnover performance a week earlier. And the Cincinnati Bengals stunned the Jacksonville Jaguars in overtime, 34-31 Monday night. He just lit the world on fire, Coach Zach Taylor said. Browning also ran for a score as the Bengals, who are now 6-6 on the season, won a road game on Monday Night Football for the first time since 1990. Evan McPherson's 48-yard field goal in overtime was the difference and ended a 3-game losing streak on the season and a 9-game skid on Monday Night Football. After you put up 10 points in your first start, you're excited to get another crack at it, Browning said. This one was shocking and potentially costly for the Jaguars, who fall to 8-4 on the season, who lost quarterback Trevor Lawrence to a sprained right ankle late in the fourth quarter. It's questionable whether or not he'll play against the Browns this week. And if he does not play, that could work to the Browns' advantage because we need to beat Jacksonville this week here at home, and we'll have that home crowd behind us. So let's hope we can beat them because we need to go to 8-5 and not fall to 7-5. 7-6, excuse me. Yeah, we need to go to 8-5, not go to 7-6. And left tackle Walker Little stepped on Lawrence's ankle just before he was sacked. Lawrence tried to get up but dropped to the ground and ripped off his helmet and threw it in disgust. He was helped off the field and into the tunnel for x-rays, which were negative. Lawrence left the locker room in a walking boot and on crutches. He will have more tests Tuesday to determine the severity of the injury, and it ended an otherwise stellar night for Lawrence, who completed 22 of 29 passes for 259 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran for a score. Browning was equally stout in place of star Joe Burrow, who watched and coached from the sideline while wearing a cast and a sling. Browning completed 32 of 37 passes and directed the overtime drive that set up McPherson's field goal. McPherson, who played collegiately nearby Florida, banged a 57-yarder off the crossbar in the same direction early in the game. Jacksonville backup C.J. Beathard completed 9 of 10 passes for 63 yards in relief of Lawrence. Beathard put the Jaguars in position for Brandon McManus' 40-yard field goal with 26 seconds remaining in regulation. It should have been a game-winning field goal, said Jaguars coach Doug Pederson, pointing to the 48-yard McManus missed early in the fourth. Jamar Chase caught 11 passes for 149 yards and a touchdown, a 76-yarder in the third quarter that got the Bengals going. He's so hard to bring down, Taylor said. Anytime you get the ball in his hands, it's stressful for the defense. Joe Mixon ran for 68 yards and 2 scores, and rookie Chase Brown added 61 yards on the ground for the league's worst rushing attack. Mixon also had 6 receptions for 49 yards. The Bengals made it harder that it should have been when Taylor called a trick play that turned into a debacle in the third. Browning lateraled to receiver Taylor Boyd, who inexplicably threw directly to pass rusher Josh Allen. Allen caught the ball for his second career interception. The Jaguars scored 4 plays later when Lawrence jumped and stretched the ball across the goal line. That could have broken our back there, Taylor said, but our team rallied around it. Uh, the Bengals did the same all week for Browning, whose first start ended in a 16-10 home loss to Pittsburgh. When he goes out there and leads the team like he did, it raises the entire confidence level of the team, Taylor said. And it was an interesting celebration. The Bengals celebrated Mixon's first touchdown run with a choreographed dance in the end zone. It all seemed to be going as planned until left tackle Orlando Brown leaned into a TV camera and yelled expletive, expletive that could earn Brown a fine from the league. And Bengals receiver T. Higgins finished. He returned and he finished with 3 catches for 36 yards in his first game in a month. Higgins missed the last 3 games, all losses, with a hamstring injury. Higgins has 30 receptions for 364 yards and 2 touchdowns in a contract year. He called this injury his worst since his rookie season. Zach Taylor pulled even with little brother and pressed in the Taylor Pro Bowl standings. Their father, former Kansas State assistant coach Sherwood Taylor, keeps a trophy at their family home in Norman, Oklahoma, with the results of every head-to-head coaching matchup between his sons. Press Jacksonville offensive coordinator had won 2 of the last 3 meetings. The all-time series is now 2-1. Now, there were some injuries. Jacksonville lost receiver Christian Kirk to a groin injury on his first offensive play. He caught a 26-yard pass and stayed down for a few minutes before gingerly walking to the locker room. He did not return. Quarterback Tree Herndon had a concussion and also was ruled out at halftime. And defensive tackle Foley Fatuski had an ankle injury. Safety Andre Cisco had a shoulder injury, and left tackle Walker Little had a hamstring injury and also missed time. Now, up next for the Bengals, they host Indianapolis, who are 7-5 on Sunday, and the Jaguars are here in Cleveland to play the Browns. So we'll see if Trevor Lawrence plays Sunday. We'll have to, and I'll let you know about that. We'll keep you posted. And before I sign off, this is kind of a special podcast again. Another milestone one. This is my 900th podcast of Scott Sports 101. So I'm now another 100 podcasts away from my 1,000th one. I'm getting closer to it. And I want to thank all my 65 subscribers, excuse me, and everybody who's been watching and just posting about it. And I hope you continue to watch, and I hope I get more subscribers to my YouTube channel, because I will always be doing these podcasts for years to come. So please continue to subscribe, continue to watch it, because I really appreciate it, and I couldn't do it without all my subscribers and all of you who watch, even who are not subscribed. But I'm hoping to get more subscribers, so I thank all of you. So that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Sunday Night Football / Monday Night Football postgame show. I'll be back with the Thursday Night Football pregame show on Thursday, when I think it's I'll just get into it through here because we do have a lot of games, and I think it's when uh, 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 and I'll be back at when the Patriots and the Steelers will square up at Askew Stadium on Thursday. And I'll have a whole bunch of other games on Sunday besides the Browns game. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.